are going to talk about the chakras. How many people have heard about the chakras? You all have. Okay, brilliant. How many people are aware of the existence of the ethereal or energy body? Okay, less. So, the reason why it's really helpful and good to know about the chakras is because this is the fundamental principle. It's the first step on the ladder if you want to take your self-development and understanding of yourself and the world further. Because without that, even if you meditate, there will be at some point that border you won't be able to cross if you don't understand the chakras. What the chakras are? Effectively, they are what we can describe as the organs of the ethereal or the energy body. All people are aware, obviously, of their physical body because it's obvious, you can't miss it. But not everyone is fully aware that we consist of two parts. Effectively, we have our physical body, which is the dense body we can easily perceive, we see every day in the mirror. And there is another body which is more subtle, made of energy, which completely and fully copies the pattern of our physical body. So those bodies are closely connected, and the energy body is actually the primary one. We often don't understand, but everything that happens in our ethereal or energy body affects our physical body straight away. And that ethereal body is affected by our thoughts. And chakras are 7 points. I actually brought a chart for everyone. I'm going to pass it around in a second. This chart shows you where these energy points are placed. They're like vortexes of energy, and they transform, and they radiate different kinds of energy. And that different kinds of energy fulfill different functions. So, similarly, as you have your heart, your liver, your brain, your throat, and other parts of your body which all are needed to function properly if you want to be physically healthy. Same with the chakras. To be healthy on the energy plane, you need to make sure that all these points are fully open. And what I mean by that? Through the energy body, we actually interact with the world. We think we talk to each other in terms of words. We may think we talk to each other in terms of body language, but it's not entirely true, because what happens is, if, for example, if you're sitting in the room on your own, just doing something, and someone enters, let's say there is a really soft, fluffy carpet, so you can't hear them entering, most of you will sense them straight away. And you could see them, you couldn't hear them, so it's not your physical senses, it's your energy interaction. Similarly, sometimes, let's say you're listening to someone and you can hear their voice, you can hear them talking, but if they haven't made a connection with you, if they haven't connected on that subtle energy level, you will probably not pay attention, or you will forget straight away, because even though you heard the words, you couldn't pick up their presence. And this is what it's all about. So with the chakras, how we really interact, we connect, we send and receive energy through these points. And everyone who wants to have a successful relationship, a successful human interaction, needs to always make sure that this middle chakra is open, because this is how we pick up human emotions and feelings, and how we share our emotions as well. So how you can tell, I don't have enough time today to share all details with you. I'm just going to go really quickly through everything. You can discover more from my book or from the website. But today, what I'm going to talk about is, did you notice sometimes as you get upset and suddenly you haven't done really anything that exhausting on the day, but suddenly you feel that the energy level drops for no particular reason, like, feeling tired, but like, I haven't done really anything that much, but why am I tired? It's because the root chakra, so-called, this red chakra at the bottom, is the one which actually gives you that physical stamina, physical strength, and the ability to go for more, that enthusiasm, that power. So first thing we all need to think about is whether my root chakra is fully open, because when it's blocked, the person is going to be constantly low energy, constantly have cold hands, being really easily tired, which obviously decreases the quality of one's life, because if you want to do more, if you want to see friends after work, if you want to, I don't know, go to different places, and then I can't do it today. So if this chakra is not fully open, it affects your whole system, everything. So you have less energy to spend for yourself, and everything else gets less energy, because our mind is a really tough manager. I don't know if you're fully aware of it, but it constantly keeps counting the energy available for you every day. So every time when it sees that you are running out of energy, it goes, that's it, we're going over budget, you're not getting any more. So we have to rest, and we can't do things we planned because we suddenly become much slower. So what we need to do is, this chakra gets, all chakras, because they're energy, they are basically parts of our mind, because our mind is energy as well. We don't have an organ in our body saying, right, this is mine, just here. It's energy. So it fully and completely interacts with all chakras. So whatever happens in your mind opens or blocks your chakras. If you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling not well in your mind in terms of, I've been mistreated, I've been unfairly treated, whatever, and then that straight away affects the way your body functions. So it's really good to have that awareness first of all. One of the quickest ways of unblocking this chakra, apart from meditation and energy healing, if you just want to have a really quick fix, go to the gym. Or if you don't have enough energy to do that, just walk barefoot on the grass. And a short walk like that will definitely help, will unlock this enough for you to be able to take action, to start doing other things and improve them consciously. So this is just a quick fix. You can all try that, doesn't require any spiritual knowledge, just really, really simple. The next one is so-called sacral chakra. Most people only think about one word when they sacral, yes, it's all about the salacious stuff. No, it's not, because apart from obviously it's all about sex and human relationships on the intimate level, also the principle, the fundamental role of this chakra is about enjoyment. Different kinds of enjoyment. So, do you actually enjoy your life? Do you think, yeah, it's good, it's wonderful, I love it, it's just, So if you don't get that feeling, it means that probably there is not enough energy flowing through this. And if you don't get that feeling, as Haley was talking before the break, if you don't have this feeling of enjoyment and attractiveness and strength flowing through you, how are you going to convey it to another person? So if you want to be really seductive, really sexy, really strong, just have this open and show to that other person you're interacting with, like, I love my life, I love this, this is just so good. And they will instantly be attracted to you, also because you're helping them by doing that. The way you're helping them is really simple. We all are in resonance, we all are connected. So we talk, we interact, and the energy flows, which means that if you're stronger, if you're healthier, and you meet someone who is not in such a good place as you, straight away, their chakras and their energy is going to adjust to yours. So they feel better straight away. So you're not doing anything. You're not doing any healing. You don't need to be a spiritual teacher. You just go there being fully happy and confident, and you help that person. And they will be grateful, even on the subconscious level. They may not realize why it happened, but suddenly they talk to you and they think, life is good. And this is what it's all about. So if you feel someone, if you meet someone who is not that confident in human relationships, if they're afraid of being touched, sometimes people feel really uncomfortable, especially here, like, you can't just hug people and talk to them and interact closely because it's inappropriate. But sometimes people have the genuine feeling of being intimidated by it. It means that they can't accept it as there is not enough energy flowing through this chakra and they need to unblock it. And as I said, they can do it in meditation, or they can do it through energy healing, or they can do it through other methods. For example, let's say with this chakra, just find something you really love, let's say food. Find your favorite food and just treat yourself once in a while. Discover things you enjoy and just do it. So learn to enjoy that feeling and learn to keep it. Don't let it go away. So once you've experienced it, just try your best to make it stay. And as long as it stays, that energy flows freely and properly. And it's going to improve your life on many, many levels. The next one is the solar plexus chakra. It's called so because this is where it's placed. It's our solar plexus. It's the center of our whole energy system in a way, because it's almost like a little engine. It's where we radiate our confidence, our presence, our strength, vitality from. So, sometimes you meet people who come to a party and just sit in a tiny dark corner and they're hoping that no one is going to talk to them. That means that their solar plexus chakra is blocked. And what it does, once it's blocked, it doesn't let the energy flow through. And because of that, their mind receives a signal, there is not enough energy, you can't do that. So they come across as really shy, and it's not necessarily in their mind, they may actually be led to believe that they're shy or they're introverts, because if everyone around keeps telling you, oh, you're an introvert, then eventually that person may accept it. But basically what it is, it's not about them being not good enough or shy. It's because they don't have enough energy and their mind says, we're not doing it. So we need to be able to have that strong presence, that charisma, that really radiant glow around you. Make sure that this chakra is open. As I said, in meditation, all you have to do, if you meditate and you know how to do it, all you have to do is just focus on this chakra. And once you tune in, you will feel whether or not the energy is low. Even though it's a really subtle feeling, if you concentrate well, you will be able to do it. The reason why most of us can't do it straight away is simply because we're so used to it, like used to our breathing. We don't think about it every day, like, well, do I actually breathe? Because it just happens. So because energy just flows, we don't consciously notice it, but it's good to teach yourself to actually be aware of that flow. So every time you feel that the chakra is locked, like for example, when you get really frightened or stressed, suddenly this chakra goes, oh! And this is why, because your physical body simply copies what happens on the energy plane. So the energy gets cut off, your physical body sort of winges as well together with it. And the next one, which is really important, and it literally decides, that is the most important chakra in human relationships, because it allows you, the heart chakra, to send and receive the emotions and feelings from others. So when someone is really full of compassion, empathy, love, it means that they have this chakra really well open. So other people are attracted to them because they can sense that they're being understood. Because as you share their feelings, they go, yeah, oh, he or she really understands me. Oh, I love them. And they send that energy of love to you, you pick it up and you reflect it back to them. So it immediately creates a really strong bond. So if in a relationship there are two people and one person just gives, but another person's chakra is blocked, the relationship is probably not going to work. Because even though that other person may be really into it, may be interested, may care, as they don't have that energy flowing through the heart chakra, they don't know how to express it. they don't know how, and sometimes they're also afraid, and they're stopped from doing so as well on the subconscious level. And because it happens subconsciously, you can't really accuse them of being not caring, because they don't know, they don't understand why it is, and they may actually suffer themselves, thinking, oh, why is that my relationship doesn't work, because I really want to make it work, but I don't know how. Because if the heart chakra is blocked, we often perceive those people as really cold-hearted, and really, you can straight away, if you can't connect through this chakra to someone, you perceive like there is some kind of a wall, and you can't really reach to them, or they can't reach to you. So there's that feeling of detachment, of cold, which obviously, as I said, is not good for relationships. So it is important, if you see someone actually being like that, it's important to try and help them, not accuse them of being callous or heartless, because it actually makes it worse, because that person becomes guilty, thinking, oh gosh, there's something wrong with me, I don't know what, but I'm really trying my best, and it's still not enough, because they can't get through that wall. They can't, in their heart, they may be full of love, but they're not sending it outside, so you may not be picking it up, so therefore you may feel unloved by that person. But it's not true, it's just because there is no connection. And once that connection is restored, suddenly the relationship flourishes. So this is why, if someone doesn't understand about the chakras, suddenly things which are relatively simple, because this is our natural setup, we've been born with this for generations, this is what we are. But if people don't know about this, they suddenly, there are suddenly obstacles in their lives, which otherwise they could easily avoid, because they could say, oh look, I see you have problems with this kind of energy, do you want me to help you? I'm really, really here for you, so, just be open. And they will be grateful. So, and the next one is really important as well, in terms of us as individuals being able to express ourselves. Again, quite often we say, oh, I'm so misunderstood. Oh, I so wish people would talk to me, or they would understand me better, but I don't know how to bring my point across. Or let's say, oh, I'm afraid of public speaking. Why is that? Because again, that person's mind goes, there's not energy enough. So, right, we don't have enough energy, we're not doing it. And unfortunately, as I said, because it's subconscious, it just stops them right there. And they may be terrified of being pushed into something simply because they're not actually afraid of doing it. But what happens is, it activates some alarm mechanism in their mind going, we're going to die, we're going to use too much energy. And self-preservation is obviously the main point of our existence, because the first thing we want to do is to survive, to live. And the subconscious, it doesn't really think logically, it doesn't understand, it can feel. So if it feels that there is not enough energy and it's being pushed into doing that, it gets terrified. It thinks, gosh, it's dangerous. So this is what happens in that person's mind. And if that person has enough energy to do things, suddenly it's not a problem anymore. In other words, you can perform instant miracles on someone by just giving them good energy healing, and suddenly things they couldn't do, or they thought they couldn't do, or they were told they couldn't do, suddenly become just really, really easy, and they can do them like that. I'm like, oh, I didn't know I could do that. So sometimes, let's say it's easily done through hypnosis as well, because as you remove the energy blocks, you remove the root of the problem in the energy body, and suddenly you become capable of things. Same with meditation, because it's that state of trance which gives us access to our main control panel. So if you're good with computers, you will know that you go to like a really basic BIOS if you really want to change things permanently. And there, if you change something, it's going to affect the whole system. And this is how you go into your bias. You go through it in meditation. And this is why it's so useful to use it as a tool. Because with meditation as well, many people think, oh, you just sit there with your eyes closed and you try not to think about anything. And it's supposed to be good for you. Okay, let's try. But really, what you want to do, you want to access your true self. You want to access that level from which you can control what is happening to you. So you can fix anything, any problems anywhere, just right there. Thinking, okay, a few minutes of concentration, yeah, I'm done. I can do it, it's fine. So this chakra is really good for people who speak publicly, who sing, people who teach. But it's also really necessary for us in our everyday life, because this is our power to express ourselves and our power of persuasion as well. So let's say in your work you go to your boss and you want to get things done for you. Well, if you don't know how to express yourself or you don't do it with confidence, probably he's not going to listen to you. But if you go there and your throat chakra is fully open and you go saying like, you have to listen to me, because I have something really important to say. And he will be like, okay, tell me then. And straight away it's a completely different attitude. So it helps you go through life much, much easier. The next chakra is so-called the third eye, which is very popular with everyone who likes spirituality and meditation, because people keep talking about this chakra, saying, oh yeah, it's really important, the third eye. But what do they really mean? The energy which this chakra deals with helps us basically on the really basic level. It's just the energy of thought. So someone who doesn't have enough energy flowing through this chakra will just come across as a bit not so bright. And why is that? Because this is the closest to our mind. So our mind needs that energy as an engine needs fuel to run. So if there is not enough energy for thought, there is not much thought is going to happen. So other people may perceive that person as being not so clever, completely unfairly, because there is no reason otherwise that the energy blockage for them to not being able to, let's say, concentrate or read a lot or think a lot, and especially with the power of memory and the power of concentration. This is the chakra you want to have fully open if you study a lot, if you read lots of books, if you want to remember, because this is the energy you're using for this. So this is the basic, mundane level, I would say. But also, if you concentrate more, and if you meditate, and if you think about higher realms and higher planes, then this chakra has a different function, because it allows you to access higher states of knowledge. It's also called the seat of the inner master. So it's self-mastery, it's the energy of teachers. So this is where all your wisdom, because when you collect knowledge, it's just knowledge, it's just information. But if you accumulate enough of it, and you can transform it within your mind, then it becomes wisdom. And you can teach others, and you can spread that wisdom. So also, on a higher level, if you want to have spiritual experiences, if you want to see entities, ghosts, energy beings, angels, if you want to see other people's auras, this is your eye you use, actually. Because our physical eyes are capable of seeing auras really easily. We've all done it as children, because small children, they are not being told yet that they can't see auras, so they can. This is why small children and animals react to people straight away. Not obviously, they don't know who they are, but they can sense, they can see the auras, and this is what happens. So if you want to develop your oral vision, and if you want to see higher beings or lower beings, then this is the chakra you want to work on. However, one word of warning, because some people get so carried away with this particular one, and they keep concentrating and concentrating and concentrating on it, and as well as a chakra can be blocked, it can be too open. And what happens then is, if a chakra is open too much, there's too much energy flowing through. So it's like water, it's like a waterfall, and it's too much. So that person can't manage it anymore, and their behavior becomes erratic. And also, for example, for this particular one, suddenly, have you met people going around all the time saying they've seen aliens? Aliens are chasing them, ghosts are chasing them, some strange beings after them all the time. And they talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, even if you're not interested. And somehow they make a point out of converting you into what they experience and what they see. Like, okay, yeah, but you also have entities. You know that I can see them. And it's like, okay, calm down, it's fine. What happens is, when this chakra is overactive, it actually creates different states of consciousness. So that person may have hallucinations of different kinds. And unfortunately, if that is not managed well, this is what happens. So in the spiritual field, I met lots of people who were that way. Again, because many people now say, right, if you want to learn to meditate, get yourself a book, or just watch a video on YouTube, you will be fine. Or you want to learn about this, just watch a video on YouTube, or get a book and you will be fine. Well, this is pretty much like if you wanted to learn to drive a car, and all you would ever do, just read a book about it, would you be able to drive well? No, because you need practice, you need an instructor, you need someone who show you first how to do things. You need someone to watch your first steps and make sure that you're walking in the right direction, making sure that you're safe. And this is why, to begin with, this kind of knowledge was really limited. But I don't think it's because people wanted to keep it secret, but because potentially people can hurt themselves if they don't do it right. So everyone ideally should find a person to guide them, at least at the beginning. Not all their lives, obviously, but at the beginning, to make sure that you're safe, that you're going in the right direction, that if you're meditating in the right way. If you're working with the chakras, you're not going to rip them open. And this is just really, really important. And I wish more people just said, look, yeah, a book is really good. It can be good as a textbook. It can be good for something like to look through. But never just depend on a book or on a YouTube video in your self-development, because it's your life and it's your health. So it's the most important thing really, to be strong and healthy, because everything else, if you have goals, dreams, ambitions, you can achieve it as long as you're strong. So everything else comes second, this comes first. So the last chakra we are going to talk about is the crown chakra, which is situated just on the top of your head. So when Magnus earlier today was talking about tapping up here and concentrating on thoughts, because this is a chakra which connects us with the universal field of energy, with the universal knowledge, the universal law, God, whatever you see it as. Now, because in most cases, obviously, now we here are, I think, more advanced this way, but many people live all their lives without actually using this chakra much or at all, because this chakra is the least connected with so-called human, mundane life, 9-to-5 job, or just meeting friends down the path. It has nothing to do with it, because it belongs to a higher realm of a higher enlightened consciousness. And what it really is, it's like a connection. It's something to make us remember that we are connected with that higher consciousness, that we are all part of a bigger thing, we're all part of the universe. So effectively, we can never ever be alone, because we're all one, all of us. And most people don't use this chakra, obviously, because our life and our society is not designed in a way to support such things. Well, not until recently, now it's changing, luckily. So if this chakra gets blocked, it doesn't probably affect much the human level. So that person can be still really good at work and relationships, but what they can have sometimes, they will have that feeling of being completely lonely, completely separated, completely unsupported. Because to feel supported, you have to feel united with the whole energy which is around us. With that energy, basically, because on the really basic level, we're nothing but energy. Because if we go really, really low into atoms and quarks, what it is just energy. And if we don't sense that connection anymore, we can feel depressed and unsupported. But we need to unlock this chakra to be able to feel that oneness, to feel that universal support and universal energy once again. Now, again, with people who are interested in spiritual things, quite often in meditation, what they do, they are told to keep focusing on the crown chakra. And again, if this chakra is open too much, it causes unfortunate effects. Because if there is too much energy flowing through your crown chakra and not enough here, it is simply going to disconnect you from your normal life, from your human world, from your friends, from your family, from everyone else, because suddenly you're off with the fairies, thinking just about higher spiritual beings and spiritual bodies, and forget all about that you are a physical being as well. You're not just a spiritual being, you're both. So if you neglect your physical world and suddenly you can see those people really not doing well, all of a sudden they could be really bright, intelligent, charismatic people, but suddenly you see they start neglecting their friends, they are not eating well, they don't care what they wear, they don't care where they sleep, they just really getting almost like hippie, but in a way that they don't care about anything physical at all whatsoever. And that obviously has a really detrimental effect on their physical body and on their human relationships. So, and also what happens, that can happen in meditation, excessive meditation can cause this, but also things like psychedelic drugs, which basically what they do show you those other higher realms, but they rip your crown chakra open. And it just literally, what it does, you may feel like the reality falls apart, it just melts away, nothing is real. Everything is just elusive. Everything is like, oh, so you are on your own in a field of illusion and nothing really exists. And it drives people mad. And it's a really bad place to be. So, obviously, well, I'm not saying that people should not ever try meditation, because they should. And they should do it properly. They should make sure that they're safe. They should never do any drugs which expand consciousness, because unfortunately the damage created by just one use can be huge, and it can take years to repair. So it's really important to bear that in mind, that for one experience, a few hours of fun, you can be paying by your life, possibly, or many years of having to rehabilitate yourself to be able, yet again, to work with your body properly. So, hence the dark night of the soul as well, because if someone starts doing meditation and doing spiritual practices and just being really into it, not having had that experience before, suddenly that jump opens lots of channels and their mind is not used to it. There's suddenly lots of different energies flowing through them and they don't know what to do about them. And they feel completely lost and confused, and they may even get depressed because their mind just doesn't understand what's going on. And this is why it's so important to have someone by your side. It doesn't have to be a big, huge guru. It can be a friend of yours who is really good at these things. It can be someone you really trust and you've seen doing well. Because the most important thing is, many people say, oh, it's spiritual. Just trust me. Just believe me. Never do that. Ask them for proof. Show. Say, show me. If your method works, if your techniques work, show me. Are you doing well yourself? Are you healthy? Are you happy? Have you dealt with this problem before? Have you overcome it? And if they say, no, I just thought, then just walk away. Because they should show with their own attitude, with their own health, their own strength, they should show you that their method works. So when you see someone like that, and you can sense subconsciously that you can trust them, just ask them to be your guide, ask them to help you. Don't do it on your own, because as I said, to me, it would be about as dangerous as trying to learn to drive completely on your own. Getting a book, watching a few videos on YouTube, getting in the car thinking, yeah, I can do it. I've seen how other people do it, it's pretty cool, easy enough. But obviously, no one will do that in their essence. So this is the same, and this is much more important because we live with our chakras and our energies every day. And every day we create choices which change our lives. So once you know what is that you want to achieve, what is that you're missing, or what is that you want to improve, then it's so much easier for you to be able to use your meditation time wisely. Because what I would recommend, especially for the beginners, don't try to do transcendental meditation just from the start. Think of a goal. Think, why do I want to meditate? Not because I've been told it's good for me. There must be a reason. Maybe I have a blockage in this chakra. So in my meditation, maybe I want to concentrate on it and just focus on the energy flow to go fully through it. And as I said, it's always better to have some help, at least at the beginning. With that in mind, I've brought today some CDs which are over there, which I've, actually they're really new, they're prototypes, I haven't released them yet, so you are guys the first to actually see them. They're 50% off today because of the event and because they're prototypes. There are lots of really helpful meditations on there, lots of really energizing and helping you to make the right decision, but also there is a half an hour full chakra meditation. So it will take you chakra by chakra through all different chakras and make sure that they're really nicely balanced. Now you can repeat that, let's say every day or every 2 days, whatever you feel like. It's also something nice to try out even tonight when you're back home from the seminar, because it's still fresh in your memory. And it's really important to always have that self-appreciation and self-love as the basic level of existence. Because if we care about ourselves, then we care about others. It's like on the plane, put your own mask first before helping anyone else. So help yourself first, and everyone else will love you, and everything else will fall in place. Thank you very much.